Hey guys, this is Coach Jason, and welcome to my video coaching newsletter series where I answer your questions and give you my feedback and advice on the questions that you have for me. So, today's video coaching newsletter is about dealing with my girlfriend's past. So, I'm going to read through this gentleman's email that he sent me and give him my 2 cents on his situation. All right, so it starts like this. Hello, I've been following your pages on Instagram for a while, and you seem like a guy with enough experience and knowledge on the matter. I've asked and talked to many, and everyone has their own perspective and opinions. Great, well, I hope I can help you out today. I'm 23 years old and currently in Spain, but I'm from Scandinavia. I'm in school here for 3 to 4 months before going back. Me and my girlfriend have been together for almost 2 years, and this is my second relationship. The problem I have is with her past and how to deal with it and what to do. I want to make it clear that this isn't a mail where I'm bashing my girlfriend and trying to have someone agree with me. I really love her and she means a lot to me, but this issue doesn't seem to disappear. We met while working at the same place, and everyone who worked there was going out together and drinking. We just started talking and it clicked naturally. It only took 1 to 2 months for us to become an actual couple. I now regret getting into this relationship so quickly, and I'll get into why. Well, if you're properly going out with a girl, usually she's gonna want to be exclusive with you in about 6 to 7 weeks. So the timeline here isn't bad. That's pretty natural. You know, if you're taking her out on a date like once a week and you're getting to know her, and if you as the man are not bringing up the relationship, she's gonna be naturally bringing up the relationship to you. She's gonna ask you, well, hey, where's this going, or where do you see us, or what are we? They'll ask you questions like that, usually after 6 or 7 weeks, because their feelings have grown for you, so they're gonna naturally want to know where it's going, especially if they like you. Now, if they don't like you, they probably won't ask you this, or they're not gonna ask you this, and you're not gonna bring it up either, even if you do like them, because their actions of not saying anything or not bringing it up tell you that they're probably not interested in you to be exclusive with you. So you just kind of, go along for the ride. You keep dating other girls, and you see what happens with, other women. But chances are they're not that interested in you if they don't bring it up after 6 to 7 weeks. So this is about proper. All right, here we go. Having rose-colored glasses, first time meeting her, I ignored a lot of what I considered red flags. All right, so here we go. And this is something that I've said so many times before, is that guys oftentimes will ignore the red flags. And the reason why they do this is because they think they're different. We are egotistical creatures, and we think that we're going to be different, that we can change people, that somehow our story will be different, but chances are it's not. So I remember her sitting on the lap of 2 other guys and being overly flirty, chatting at multiple guys and dressing quite provocative. And he puts in parentheses, which doesn't have to be a red flag if done elegantly. Well, maybe that's true. I've found that women who dress very provocatively want attention, and they're going to give that attention to guys that they're interested in, and that the guy is interested in them. They want that attention, that validation. So when you say elegantly, I think this is partly trying to justify that behavior. But, elegantly is usually not being too revealing, not showing off their tits, not showing off their ass. They're dressed in something nice that's not super revealing. That, in my definition, is elegant, and that's perfectly fine. But, some guys really like women who dress provocatively. I know for myself personally, if I have a girlfriend, or, if I'm dating a girl and she dresses like that with me, I don't mind that. Now, if she's going off, if we're dating and she's going off with other men or going off to parties dressing like that, then that's something I'd probably look at and be like, you know what, she's really not that serious about this relationship, so I'll take it at face value and not get too hung up on this particular girl, unless she proves me otherwise. She also wanted me to come to her place with a taxi alongside the people she was staying with. In hindsight, it just makes our whole first encounter seem not so special, and there's a good chance that another guy could have gone with her if we didn't click. Okay, so I want to address this line. It makes our whole first encounter seem not so special. Dude, that's a very feminine way of seeing it, okay? You're getting caught up in your feelings. And for a guy your age, 23 years old, this is very common. You have been taught, you've been brought up to really get in touch with your feelings, and you oftentimes get stuck in this mode. Who gives a shit if you went home with a bunch of people? At the end of the day, you have to be able to push past those things. Your goal is to interact with her in a pleasurable way that she enjoys spending time with you, and that you guys can get closer and closer together, become more and more intimate. You're gonna have barriers your entire life. If you're gonna take it personally that it's not special, I mean that's being pretty weak. That's being very emotional, and you need to get over that ASAP, because you're gonna come off as being feminine, and that's gonna turn women off. He continues. Then meeting her girlfriends at a party sometime later, and the first impression is very bad. One girl says it's weird seeing his girlfriend's name with only one guy in a jokingly manner, but I didn't really see why that's the first thing you would say to a person. Well, a lot of the times there's truth in jest, which means when people joke around, there's probably a little bit element of truth there. So if she was saying that about her friend, it probably means that she sees her with a lot of different guys, or that she has seen her with a lot of different guys. And it's like, whoa, only one guy tonight? So, it's certainly worth thinking about, But again, this is a shit test. This is challenging your ego. Are you going to be the guy who's going to be like, oh my God, she's been with other men? Or are you going to be the guy who's like, well, I'm sure she's been with plenty of other men, but they're nowhere near my level. So you go ahead and see those other men, sweetheart, and see how you do. Are you confident like that, or are you going to get butthurt? Well, you're starting to get a little bit butthurt and getting worried, and that's not a good thing. Now, you can certainly listen to what she's saying, and if you're not into a girl who's like that, then you just take your cue and, well, this girl is just for recreational use only. I'm not going to get too serious about her, but you're not going to let it affect you like you kind of let it affect you emotionally here. Another of her friends also said similar weird things, which just gave me an impression that they aren't the type of girls who make wise decisions around drinking, hooking up, and picking what men they sleep with. Seeing pictures of her and them dressed up as strippers for Halloween didn't help either. So, have you heard the saying, birds of a feather flock together? Or maybe the other saying, like attracts like? So, people are going to hang around with people who are similar to themselves. So if she has friends who are also kind of revealing, they're risque, they're hooking up with people and going out and partying, well, then chances are she's going to be the same type of a party girl too. So, you're right. They were revealing things about themselves, but you just needed to listen to that. Okay? And you're saying that it didn't help to see all these things. Well, you know what? This is where it's very important in your mind as a man, to say, hey, okay, you can just go, boom, she's in this category, which means let's see where it goes. I'll have fun and have a fun time, but I'm not going to get overly invested. Now, if she really wants to, she's the one wanting to lock down the relationship. If she really wants to be with me, well, I'm going to really put her through the test to see if she's going to, be loyal and really do things for her to convince me to give my time to her and be exclusive with her. That's how you got to think of it. But the way that you're approaching this is the opposite. You are letting her behavior dictate how you react, and you're getting caught up in your feelings. You're like, oh my gosh, she was dressed as a stripper, or oh my gosh, she was with other men, and you're starting to lose your cool. You can't change anybody. You can't change her, but you can certainly behave in such a way that elicits behaviors from other people. Like I said, if you keep her cool, you're charming. You see the picture of her dressed as a stripper for Halloween. You say something like, well, hey, how come you didn't wear that on our first date? I would have loved to have seen you in that outfit. Or, oof, I can't wait to see what you do for Halloween this year. You roll with it. You show that it doesn't bother you. Now, does that mean that you're going to fall in love with her and accept everything she does? No. You can still put her in the category of just for fun, but don't let it bother you deep down. He continues, my girlfriend also mentioned early on that she's still friends with her exes. Another red flag. And even suggested that the three of us could go shopping together with one of them. Eey. I still get so weirded out by thinking of that so much that I just laugh. That one really shocked me. Well, yeah, dude, she is literally doing whatever she wants, and you're kind of going along with it. She wants to hang out with her exes, and you're like, okay, she's doing all these certain things that you don't like, but you went along with it. And probably because you have a little bit of a scarcity mindset. You don't think that you can find anybody better, so you put up with bad behavior. Maybe she's hot, she's got some nice, big old bobbies, and maybe she's got a nice booty, and you're just mesmerized. But this is where guys fall into the trap, and they end up being with women that just are not a good fit. Let's see here. Okay, he goes on to say that she also kept all the guys she had previously slept with and exes on Snapchat, Instagram, etc. Many occasions where we would discuss sex and such, where I would get the impression that she had very liberal views on it, and it didn't seem to matter that much to her. Okay, well, again, she's got a lot of male orbiters here, and you're kind of like another guy on the ring. So again, there's a lot of warning signs, but you're continuing to move forward. All this and more just made me very conflicted and made me question who she really was. Well, there isn't really much of a question. She's telling you who she is. She's a party girl. She loves to sleep around. She loves to be a flirt and keep guys in orbit. She wants the attention. She wants the validation. I mean, think about other women who aren't like this. They dress more conservatively. They don't continue chatting with their exes. They don't have a big group of male orbiters. There are women out there that are like that, but this woman has time and time again shown you she's not one of those women, but you keep marching forward. That's on you, my friend. This is where you need to build up the ability to cut yourself off. Like, hey, look, she is hot. I'm going to have fun, but I'm not going to get attached to her emotionally. Or at least I'm going to make her jump through hoops if she wants to be with me. You're not doing that. So he goes, so I told her that if she wanted to be with me, she should remove all the guys, exes, etc. She did it, but didn't understand why. She does understand why. She's just playing innocent. Her friends called me controlling. Uh-oh. It wasn't until I said that if she doesn't think there's anything wrong with talking to previous sex partners and exes, then she shouldn't mind me chatting up with mine. Only then did she and her friends agree that the point was valid. Okay, so here's the deal with this, brother. When you said, if she wanted to be with me, she should remove all exes. No, that's not a proper way to say it. Because that is, you're telling someone what to do, and you don't want to get into the trap of telling her what to do. You simply need to say, well, first of all, you brought this up without her wanting to be exclusive. I don't know who wanted to be exclusive first. My instincts say that you probably brought up the exclusivity thing first, but here's what you needed to have said. You should have said, if you would have done everything properly and she asked you to be exclusive, then you would have said something like, well, I don't date girls who are still in touch with their exes. Or I don't date girls who are still following their exes on Snapchat or Instagram. You're not telling her what to do. You're just saying, this is what I don't do. And so then you give her the option to either change her ways or stay in the habits that she's doing. And if she continues to do what she's always done, then you can just be like, okay, you've already said that you don't seriously date women like that. So then she knows, okay, well, if I don't do this, we're just gonna be physical and we're not gonna be serious. So that would have been a better answer for you. Don't tell her, oh, you need to remove those guys. Don't need to do that. Just say, well, I don't really seriously date girls who are still friends with their exes. That way she has to make the decision for herself. All right. Another red flag is how easy it was to sleep with her. First date. Well, are you really that surprised? I mean, honestly, she's okay with it. She's an openly sexual girl. There's two ways of looking at this. One is that, yeah, she's easy. Two, she was attracted to you and wanted to sleep with you. Hey, there are going to be girls who just find you very attractive and want to sleep with you. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Also, her previous experience with going home with guys and having quite traumatic experiences. Okay, so it sounds like you're hinting at, guys maybe took advantage of her, etc., etc. He goes on to say, and then still putting herself in the exact same situation by going home with someone you barely know. To me, it just shows you have very little pattern recognition or that you just don't care. All right, man. Like I said, she has shown you time and time again who she is. She has bad decision-making skills, according to you. She's very loose about her clothes. But you keep moving forward. You're not like, okay, this girl is just not for me. You keep going forward. At some point, this is on you. You're the one who's continuing on with this girl. So it's really not her fault. She's been pretty blatantly honest about this. You need to do a better job of saying, hey, this is what I'm interested in. This is what I'm not interested in. And whatever it is that you're not interested in, then you move on. But you're not doing that. My views on sex and relationships have changed over the years. It's not like I want a virgin, but I don't think people shouldn't have their own experiences in life. People make mistakes. I think women hold all the power regarding sex, and that's why I respect it much more if it's not passed around to almost every guy that they like just a bit for a bit of fun. Learning from your mistakes instead of doing the same thing over and over. Well, look, women are sexual creatures too, especially in this day and age. They want to go out and have fun. That's the message that they're taught. Go out, have fun. There's no consequences to sex. If that's what you as a man are looking for, then you shouldn't be going out with a girl like this. I'm going to put this on you because if you don't like it, then don't keep hanging out with her. I mean, it's that simple. There are plenty of girls out there who wouldn't behave this way, but you're deciding for whatever reason to go out with her. When I met her, she was very caring but very naive. After over a year of sharing my views on the world and these topics, it seems like a light bulb went off in her head. She has become more feminine, found new hobbies, more healthy, a whole different perspective on masculine versus feminine, etc. She's very sweet, loyal, and supporting. Okay, well, cool. That's a good sign. She's malleable. She's open-minded. She's willing to change. And if you're a strong leader, she'll follow you. That's good. Those are good qualities. My whole perception of her has changed. I still love her as much, but from time to time, I can't help feel disgusted by the mental images all this gives me. Sometimes the attraction is not what it used to be because of this. The idea of walking down the street with your woman and suddenly running into a guy who got to smash your girl and not having to do any work for it is a haunting thought to even have. This doesn't stem from not feeling like I'm good enough in bed, or not finding anyone better. I'm not bragging, but I've never had trouble talking to girls, flirting, or even finding a girl. I just genuinely don't like to think this way of the girl I once saw myself marrying. Idea of marriage is fading more and more. Okay. So he says, what do you think is the healthy choice to do? I want the best for her and for me. We're both 23. I don't want to waste her time or mine. He says, sorry for the messy structure of the email and maybe not having enough context. I left a lot out. I just wanted to paint a picture of the situation. Thanks a lot if you find the time to answer. Okay. Well, my friend, the healthy choice to do is you are hung up on so many things about this woman and you're not allowing her to breathe. And I'm not trying to be on her side, but she showed you who she was, and it's still, and you continue to go forward. Now she's your girlfriend. Now she has feelings for you, and now you have feelings for her. But because you didn't speak up about these things, or didn't, let her go earlier on, now you're troubled. The fact of the matter is that both of you guys hooked up with other people, right? And did you ask her how many people she slept with? I don't think you did, but just the fact that you are letting this get to you is, again, you're having a lack of self-control. a lack of masculine emotional self-control. If you're saying that you don't, it's not like you want a virgin. Well, she's not a virgin. So she's obviously had sex with other men. Now, you're saying that this bothers you because you're walking on the street and thinking about other guys might have banged her. But that's what happens when you don't get with a virgin. Somebody out there has had sex with her. That's a fact. You are allowing her sexual past to dictate your inner emotional state. Now, if she's slept with hundreds and hundreds of guys, that's one thing. But it sounds like she's sweet. It sounds like she's willing to listen to you. But my question is, are you leading her in a masculine way? You know, if you are, then you're going to say, hey, fuck those other guys, whatever. The past is the past. Like you said, learn and move on. If she is a girl who doesn't seem to be learning from her mistakes, is still very flirty with other men or dressing in revealing ways, then yeah, just be like, you know what? This is just a recreational situation. I'm not going to get emotionally invested with her. You have to be able to have the balls to cut that off. But if she's willing, if she's being more feminine, like you said, where is it? She's feminine, find new hobbies, more healthy, a whole different perspective on a masculine versus feminine. Well, then stop digging in on the past. There's no point. That's happened. Move forward. Where do you want to go? Do you want a good relationship with her? Yes or no? And if you do, then be the masculine leader with her and stop being obsessed with this past. You fucked other girls. It is what it is. It doesn't really matter if you're the stronger male presence in her life. Be a leader, be a man that she's going to be obsessed with, that she won't ever want to leave. You know, have an edge. Be strong. You don't have to don't be a nice guy, but be confident, be charming, be a naughty boy from time to time, so she gets that masculine edge from you. Okay. But, my advice to you is that you're overthinking this about her past. Again, if you think that it's going to continue to bother you, however, then you just need to bite the bullet and move on. You've ignored so many things about this girl that she was very open with you about in the beginning, and you continue to go forward anyway. That was your choice. And so, I'm not blaming you, but I'm saying that you decided to do that. So now you have to deal with the consequences of that. She sounds like she's open-minded, but what I want you to do is take the lead that relationship. She can, guys out there just want to find a girl who's perfectly good off the shelf. That's not possible. You have to mold her. You have to guide her. You have to lead her. No girl comes ready to roll. You have to be a strong enough presence in her life and your own life that you build a relationship together. Okay, so that's what I would do if I were you. But if it's too much for you, and if the past is haunting you, then you just need to simply break up as soon as possible. Don't leave her hanging. She's still young. Let her go off and find a guy who can handle it. All right, and you find a girl that you think is much more closer to what you're looking for. All right, that's what I would do. So I hope this helps you. If you guys have a question that you'd like to ask me to get my feedback on, then send me an email at info@thesophisticatedscoundrel.com and write me a one-page, give me details on your situation, and I'll read it and address it just like I did here and give you some coaching advice via a video. All right. And if you're looking for more information on how to become a better masculine leader, download my free guide. It's called the 12-Point Guide to Dropping Panties. And it's a fun guide. It's packed with a lot of good information that will help you become a masculine leader in your life and in your relationships. So check that out. All right, guys, that'll do it for this video. We will see you in the next one.